What does it mean to be rich? Maybe rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering magic. Rich is being able to keep your loved ones close and also send them away. Rich is living life your way and having someone who can help you get there. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Contact Edward Jones Financial Advisor Sal Polis, 217-732-4001. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Sports fans, welcome to the Cheap Seats on WCN 96.3 FM. We're broadcasting live from the studio today out here in the middle of nowhere. Makes it easy for Jim and Lloyd because everything's already set up and ready to go. But we'll get right to it this morning. Calling in today is Coach Silky. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing good. Got a game today. We talked a little bit last week, a little different feel for Rayler football playing on a Saturday afternoon, a 1 o'clock kickoff as Quincy Notre Dame comes to town, Coach. Probably a little different way of prepping for this week with an extra day, little change of, your practice plan. So how'd you do this week in practice? Kids focused and ready to go?
It was kind of similar, just an extra day. We didn't really do, it was nothing really too much extra. Like, we didn't, no days off or anything like that. Just kind of used as an extra day to get better, work on ourselves. And it was kind of nice to have it because you're prepping for a rain game is kind of what we're assuming we're going to get here in a few hours.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain, I guess, all day. And, it's not only hard for a football team to prepare, but our cameraman as well. Lloyd.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, it kind of throws everybody through a loop and throws you off routine, that's for sure. So now we'll see what happens, how it goes. Maybe who knows.
So you've had a week to prepare for Quincy Notre Dame. What type of team, is Quincy? Are they a throw first run, or are they kind of even?
They're probably like 60-40 run over pass, but they've kind of showed some stuff on film in a couple games that we got from them where they'll line up in a 3-back set, tight end 3 backs, and look to kind of just run the ball at you. So kind of expecting to see quite a bit of that today. With the projected weather. So that's kind of what we spent most of our time on in terms of the run game out of them, is prepping for that. It's hard to say, what's going to happen and what the weather's going to do, and if that in fact changes their offensive plan heading into it. So we'll kind of just have to wait and see what happens here in a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? 2 games left in the season, Coach, and this is the final home game, correct? On the road next week.
Correct. Yes. Next week we're at Jacksonville on Friday.
Okay, so yeah, you want a good crowd out there today. Hopefully the weather doesn't affect that and keep them home. But yeah, let's get out and support you guys for your last home game and see if we can get that dub against Quincy Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's kind of expected to be a little sloppy out there, but it's kind of fun for the kids at least. I don't think our seniors have really gotten to play in a rain game in their 4 years here, so it'll be kind of cool for them to kind of have that experience.
Yeah, playing in the rain's fun, and it's the last home game, so you don't have to worry about tearing up the field.
Correct. Yeah, it's kind of what I said to Coach throughout the week too. It was like, we'll tear it up. It's no big deal. Got a lot of time to recover, so we prepped for it this week. I thought our quarterback center exchanges were good under center this week. We kind of did some things to prep for it. We were, yesterday we're dunking footballs in buckets of water before every snap and just trying to get that feel of, handling a wet ball. So hopefully that will kind of translate into this afternoon and we're able to handle those snaps as, cleanly and, protect the football and, give us hopefully, we're able to move the ball down the field with our run game and, give us the opportunity to be successful today.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got things to do to, prepare for the game. You got your pregame, stuff that you do and go over some final game plans. So we appreciate you taking some time to call us. And good luck today. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, correct?
Correct. Yes, 1 o'clock. That's what it's scheduled for. So hopefully we're able to do that at 1 o'clock.
All right. Well, let's hope so. But Coach, good luck today, and see if we can get a win. At the
awesome.
Last
thanks, guys. We'll definitely see you next Saturday.
All right, Coach. Thanks for giving us a call.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Coach Silky calling, and Jake, the furniture guy, joining us.
Well, good morning there, Scotty.
Didn't know if you'd be here today.
Well, I got, I don't know. I don't know the best way to say it, but I had an offer to have a ride here, and I had no idea that the guy driving was not only going to drive 25 mile an hour through the country, but he was going to try to kill us the entire time on the way here. So we made it. Just a couple minutes off from where we should be, but I feel fortunate that we made it.
Oh, did you ride with Joe?
I rode with Joe.
Oh.
Yeah, that's terrifying to say the least.
Joe does like to drive. He offers all the time.
He wanders, I guess, while he's driving.
Oh.
And I think he gets too engrossed in his music that's playing. And
squirrel.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a ditch. Oh, let's get back on the road. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Well, and walking in right now, gracing us with his presence, Joe Ryan. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
A little different setup than we're used to. We don't have, we still got cords, but
all the
cords. And Jim's loving it today. He just come in, sat down, didn't have to do anything.
Pops down in his perch and he's ready to go.
So yeah, the Railers playing this afternoon game, fellas. I love afternoon football on Saturday.
What time does the game start?
1 o'clock.
It is a 1 o'clock game. Okay. Well, it should beat the rain though, right? Isn't the rain supposed to start around 4?
I don't know. Jim's our weather guy.
2:35.
2:35 is what Jimmy says.
Yeah.
2:35.
That's right. A little drizzle.
We should be in the third quarter by then, so we'll see.
Well, rain won't hurt. It's the lightning that starts the delays.
Yeah.
When those come up, then that starts slowing things down.
What was it? 2 years ago that we were, or has it been 3 years? 3 years ago when we played Effingham in Effingham, and it was an absolute downpour. You had a table on top of a table trying to protect this equipment. Mount Zion, okay. I mean, that was a show.
When you turned around back home, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Wasn't there one game?
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
They postponed and had to finish it the next day.
I had reasons for turning around and going back home.
Collinsville,
yeah.
Okay.
Cahooks.
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 If we could put all those together,
Oh, and we have.
if we just had them all together, they would be funny, including the couple that we have.
Oh, yeah.
But we put your selection there.
It's a whole
Hoax
That's
over
a whole
in
show right there.
Mantino.
Manito.
Manito.
Yeah, let's get out there and support. It's the last home game for the Railers this year.
Yeah.
Season has flown by. And we all know it's all out there now that this is Coach Silkey's last year.
Last home game.
So let's get out and support him because I tell you what, he's been here, 10 years?
10 years.
And, he's really done great things for the program. Obviously he's had the up and down roller coaster, but he's had a lot of success. The kids like him, and it's going to be sad to see him go because, he dedicated 10 years to Lincoln Raider football, and, he's really got that program turned around and moving in the right direction, and hopefully the next coach that steps in can just run with that and keep building because it's all about numbers and kids, and right now Railers their numbers are down, and it's hard to fill a football team these days.
You have to hope that we can get a coach that sees that and sees that the numbers are where they're at and is willing to start going into the grade schools for not necessarily next year, but 2, 3, 4 years down the road, and getting kids that, may not have been interested so much in football. Maybe they were more interested in soccer. Maybe they were more interested in basketball or baseball or you name it. But get them a little taste of it so they're interested, and then, build a rapport with them in the community, and hopefully can bring some of those kids into the fold for a while. I feel that's where we've been lacking for quite a while. I mean, it seems like I kind of felt like when Shaner was here, we were kind of on the right track with that. I kind of feel like he would go to the grade schools and he would get a rapport with some of those kids, and they tend to stick with the program. Whereas nowadays, the kids, I don't know if it's they're worried about lack of winning or worried about playing time or worried about whatever it is, but there's a lot more kids playing soccer, which is great for our soccer program. But there's also a whole bunch of kids that aren't playing anything this time of year. So it'd be great to see if we can get a coach that could potentially go out and start building for not necessarily next year, because that won't work. But you get 2, 3, 4 years down the road and you get enough kids committed, we might have something working here.
Yeah, and I feel that our Lincoln Youth football program's pretty solid right now with a lot of numbers, and for some reason they kind of just dwindle down, by their time in high school. I don't know if they're burnt out.
Well, there's a lot
playing other different sports.
Yeah, there's a lot to do, and you know how that is too with your kids. You have a kid that's pretty good at baseball. Well, there's a big summer and then fall softball or softball or baseball, whatever. But there's a big pull to have them play that, and then they can go into their winter sports. So. That could be a big chunk of it too. But I mean, if you that's my point with getting the coach out and about, and not so much for next year, but for years after, is to keep his name in front of them. And you get a young coach, in there. Maybe those kids tend like a Lions or somebody like that. Maybe those kids really buy into what he's saying, and see where we can go with that.
Good freshman class coming in next year. I know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that'd be a good. I mean, that's a good building block right there.
Yeah. Well, let's take a commercial break. We'll see if we can get Coach Lyons on the line and talk with him with their big victory last night.
Big W last night.
Big dub. So we'll take a break. We come back. We'll see if we can get Coach Lyons on with us.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering magic. Rich is being able to keep your loved ones close and also send them away. Rich is living life your way and having someone who can help you get there. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Contact Edward Jones Financial Advisor Sal Polis, 217-732-4001. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 20.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
This is Reed Detmers with the Los Angeles Angels, and you're listening to Cheap Seats with Joe, Jake, Jim, Lloyd, and Shabadoo on 96.3 WLCN.
It's on WLCN 96.3 FM. We're broadcasting live from the studio today, fellas. The last time we were here was COVID. Back when we had
it's pretty nice in here.
Space ourselves out, and
it's really nice.
That's what it reminds me of. Yes. And now we're going to talk to Lloyd.
Lloyd, great intro on that one.
Yeah. We are going to talk to somebody now. Calling in this morning is Coach Lyons. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, guys. In the studio today now.
In the studio. Surprised you're not here, Coach.
Yeah,
we're over in your area.
Yeah, we're not too far from you.
Yeah, you guys are in hot Atlanta today, aren't you?
We have crossed the Olympia border.
Don't know there's
to keep you guys out, but nobody wants to listen to you like that.
Yeah, Coach, big win for the Spartans last night. Took it to the Cardinals of Pleasant Plains. What was it, 54-13 was the final?
That's correct.
Yeah, so, boy, you guys are rolling. Big win last week against the number one team in the state. Who was that, Joe?
That'd be Maroon.
Okay, Forsyth. And, a big win for the Spartans last night, and that gives you win number 5, correct?
Correct.
All right, so now you're playoff eligible, but, still, one more game to go? You guys are setting at, 5-3 now?
That's correct.
5-3,
yeah.
And then you'll finish it up at home next Friday.
Need this
for
W.
That. Yeah, next Friday for win number 6. But, Coach, let's talk about last night's game. Pleasant Plains, always a solid program, and you guys were able to take care of business.
Yeah, we made a few changes on defense about 2 weeks ago, and we felt like, we needed to change some things that, some things were working, some things weren't, and so it was time to make some changes, and I think a lot of that credit goes to Coach Murray, just really realizing, we can do some things better, and it's not easy to do that, to kind of change some things up schematically during the middle of the season, and we did, and the kids have really taken to it, and we're starting to play really physical defense on that side of the ball. And it's made a huge difference. I mean, we had, I think we had 5 or 6 3-and-outs last night. And so we really hadn't been able to do that most of the year. And so if we can do that to what we've been able to do offensively really most of the year, we could be a really dangerous team, and we play a proud program in Auburn next week. But I think if we can continue down the path we are of improvement, we're starting to get closer to our ceiling as a team, and that's always our goal, is to be the best version of us. And I thought last night was really probably the most complete game we had played the whole year, because I want to give a shout-out to one kid, Ishmael Newfall, really stepped up as a kicker last night. Our kicking game had been rough. Most of the time people were starting on the 50-yard line or so, and Ish was putting it down to about the 15 with hang time, and so their average starting position last night was probably behind the 30-yard line. So that's a big change. It's a lot harder to score from there than it is from the 50. So, that was huge. Coach Slager, who's our special teams coordinator, made a couple changes on kickoff team, too, and, man, did they play great last night. There were dudes hunting people out and hitting, and it was fun. I mean, it was fun. It was good to have one where you're not stressed out in the fourth quarter,
How'd the kids feel after getting that win number 5, knowing they're eligible now?
Yeah, Joe, it's funny. It's kind of an expectation for these kids now.
I like that.
This group of kids has never seen a season that we haven't made the playoffs. So I think that's just kind of, thankfully that's kind of becoming the norm around here. That's kind of the minimum of what we hope to achieve, which is great.
Yeah, that's great.
It's not always been that way. You know what I mean? But
sure.
obviously you're always excited when you punch your ticket, you know, when you get that chance to get in there. And I told him, though, like, 5 doesn't guarantee you anything. You know, 5 just says you're eligible. We need to go get 6 and leave no doubt next week. So, but yeah, they're excited. They're excited. They know they're playing better football right now, and so they're excited about that too.
Was the 6 wins? Does that assure you a home game, or you really still don't know?
You know, it's no. That's the truth. Like for us, it kind of depends on where we go. We're that bubble north-south team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we go south, I think that we would have a chance at the home game. If we go north, then we're almost certainly on the road. You know, so a lot of that, a lot of it. There's a lot of like 4-4 teams in the state right now. Mm-hmm. So, you know, all these projections are going to come out, but none of it's going to matter until they figure out who's going to qualify. It's fun. It's fun to look at, but
sure.
In reality, you're not going to know anything until really next Saturday. But
and that's a fun day next Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're you know, rocking into some classic rock again here. You know, you got 2 weeks in a row just bringing the heat when I'm coming on.
That's right. Bringing the heat.
And
I'm just imagining Joe pulling up in his IROC V with a mullet perm on and, you know, some acid wash jeans.
I'll be over there. Playoff game.
Playoffs.
Maybe a can of Keystone Light in his hand.
Hey, we're not going to bring up that time I saw you on the sidelines because you look like you had some Keystone Lights in those jorts you had on. You had jorts on and a half shirt. I tell you what, I thought you were going to get arrested.
Oh, man. Yeah. Joe, we can't work on the same staff. It'd be problems, buddy.
I know this.
Coach, wrapping up the regular season next Friday at home. Who do you have at home next Friday?
Auburn.
Okay,
tough one.
Another tough one for you, but I tell you, sounds like and looks like that you got the kids, you got your offense rolling and your defense. You said you made some adjustments, and you know, and that's where it all starts because defense wins games. And
no doubt.
If you can finish a game strong where it's a no-doubter, it's a little easier on your blood pressure and you know. But
I mean, we're blessed to have some great kids that, you know, really stayed focused through a tough stretch in the middle of the season. And you know, sometimes when you go through a 3-game slide like that, like you're just not sure what team's going to come out. And I think we have great player leadership. You know, that can take, if you don't have that, when you go through a stretch like that, things can really go south on you fast. But these guys, they never gave up hope in what they can become. They are a gritty team, and I think that, I don't know, I'm just excited to see what the next few weeks hold because I'm excited about our team and what these kids, you know, you watch them kind of grow up right before your eyes in the middle of the season, you know.
Sure.
And they start transitioning from being kids to being young men. And we got some guys that have really taken accountability. They've owned that they weren't playing that well, and they did what they needed to do to fix it. And that's exciting. That's exciting to see a team become player-led. And that's exactly what's going on, and we're seeing the results of it out on the field.
Well, that's from some good leadership, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want to take any.
Coach Murray.
Yeah, right. I don't want to take it. I mean, you know what though? Like that's the thing. Those are the guys that don't get noticed enough, and you know this, Joe. Like you're only as good as the people that you work with, and I am just beyond blessed to have really the greatest group of assistant coaches I've ever had. They work so hard. I mean, you know, they're grading film on a Saturday, doing it right now. Well, some of them are, and that takes 5 or 6 hours the way we do it, and so that's time away from them. I mean, we're not in. We do a lot at home now when we used to have to do it all in person, but now we do it at home, and so. But they are willing. They're putting in the work, and same thing. They stayed focused during that stretch.
Yep,
and
takes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm beyond blessed, and a great community behind us as well, who were super supportive during that stretch. There was no griping like anything like that. They just came out and supported our kids, and that's what we needed. And I think the kids felt that energy, and they, things are moving in the right direction.
How long have you been over there now?
8 years.
8 years. It's flown by. Well, I know the community's got behind you though over there. I know you've went in and got things rolling along. Olympia football.
Well, how's it feel? I mean, I know you can't look forward, but playoffs coming up. How does the idea of playing a team that hasn't seen your team actually on the field, like all these conference games? I mean, I almost feel like that your conference is so tight knit that your coaches know when you're about to sneeze on the opposing sidelines.
Honestly, that's one thing we like is that we run something that not very many people see anymore. There's not a lot of true under center triple option teams in the state anymore. No, and so our people in our league, they got to get ready for it every year. You know what I'm saying? But if you're outside of our league, it's something you never see, and it's totally different than the way football's played now. And so a lot of people set up their defenses to stop the spread. Because it's the most common thing you see. Well, that's not the style of football we play, and so. It's we sell the kids on the idea that we're built for November. When the weather gets bad, when the wind starts blowing, this is a scheme that you can run any weather. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And so I think that's an advantage for us, and we just play such a great. We got. I mean, every year we've been in the league, there's been a team in our league playing a state title game. And so that gets you ready. You know what I mean? You're ready. You're ready to see anybody.
100%. And we've talked about it before. You get that 3 or 4 days of practice to go in and stop the triple option, and there's no way they get a good look at it. Scout O can't give you a good look at that.
Well, we love watching teams run. Pregame, everybody goes out there.
Yeah.
And we love watching teams run our stuff in pregame. It's comical. Some of them don't even bring the ball out there. They don't even try to. So it's definitely unique, and that's why the service academies run it.
So I think you ought to put in 3 spread plays. And then at some point in time in those playoffs, you come out and get break the huddle and go to that spread and just watch what that other defense does. Because they're going to call a timeout or something.
We have talked about just lining up an empty one time.
Yeah.
See what people do.
Yeah.
They probably would. They probably would burn a timeout.
Well, you got to make them waste a timeout. Get out there and go empty. You're right.
True. They probably would. They wouldn't know what to do. We used to run a play where we actually would split a tackle out, so it looked like empty, but our left tackle would actually be our tight end. And if they were a too high team, we'd run what's called a smash concept, which is like both of the number 2 receivers are running corner routes and the outside guys are running hits, and then we'd run a bubble route with our tackle, which would be funny because they don't know what they're doing. But then our tight end would run a vertical down the middle of the field, and if they're not looking for it right, that's going to be a for sure touchdown. If you
can. Good idea.
So, we've done that before, and it is funny to see, like, oh, we've never seen this. And, well, who knows? We may have a little wrinkle like that in there somewhere.
Yeah, you got to get every team. They can't have their best defensive scheme against you. So that's a definite advantage.
Yeah. Little wrinkles like that are fun, too. The kids love that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Nice work, Coach.
Yeah,
Thanks,
big
guys.
win. And
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, let's finish the regular season next Friday with the dub against Auburn, and then we'll roll right into the playoffs.
Guys, those pork chop sandwiches are starting to go stale.
Yeah. We're planning. We're planning.
I'm being there. Yeah, I'll be there. I don't know if I can get these clowns to go.
I'll go. Let's go, sir. We'll be there.
I'm driving. I got that pass list ready. You're on.
Well,
every week.
And I got a bum knee, so I need to bring a lawn chair to.
All right, let's take another commercial break. We come back. We'll have Mark Grody on with us, the Chicago Bears sideline reporter for 670 The Score. We'll be back after these messages.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering magic. Rich is being able to keep your loved ones close and also send them away. Rich is living life your way and having someone who can help you get there. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Contact Edward Jones Financial Advisor Sal Polis, 217-732-4001. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 20...
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, welcome back.
Oh, oops, I messed up.
Yeah, that wasn't Stone Temple Pilots. That's two of our favorite things that our next guests like are Ratchets, and Pearl Jam. And joining us now is the sideline reporter for the Chicago Bears, Mark Grody. Good morning, Grody.
Morning, guys. Yeah, I'll start my day every day with a few F-bombs from the Jerky Boys and some strong Pearl Jam. I like that. I don't even need coffee today.
Well,
What about some Ace Frehley? Are you giving him any kudos or not?
Ace Frehley? I give, sure. Why not? I'm down for Ace Frehley, yeah.
You was going to say, you didn't grow up being an old Kiss fan or no?
I honestly wasn't. No, I mean, like, I always kind of appreciated Kiss from a distance, but they were never quite my jam. But all respect to Ace Frehley. I respect what Kiss has done historically as a rock band.
Well, I saw your lead guitar player there from Pearl Jam spoke out and said, I believe that was his, it's what made him get into rock and roll was Ace Frehley when he was little.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm getting facts from today that I didn't even know, so I'm a little embarrassed that I did not.
I believe it was the Pearl Jam guitarist, yes, that said that.
We do research before these
Mike
shows.
McCready?
So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Lloyd's going to look it up right now.
He's going to fact check it.
I'm going to put some makeup on after I get off the air.
Well, I thought that we thought, well, yeah, we knew that you wore makeup in high school, so you're probably a Kiss fan, so that's why we were.
Well, anyway.
We'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Bears at home tomorrow against the Saints, and setting at 3-2. Tell us a little about the behind the scenes stuff and things that they're working on, and things that maybe you see that we don't.
Yeah, I mean, what I think what everybody has seen is the fact that the Bears, had two really awful games to start the season, 0-2, and now they've won 3 in a row, with a chance to win 4 in a row. So that's kind of been the story around here, an early turnaround of what had been looking like another awful Bears season. So there's like this new life around here, and that's kind of what's been conveyed in the locker room when I'm in there is that, like, all of a sudden the Bears have a real chance against, you mentioned the Saints. This is not a great Saints team. They are 1-5. They have a young quarterback in Spencer Rattler, who's not exactly a downfield threat. You've got Alvin Kamara, who is there forever, and Chris Olave and guys like that, and, Carl Granderson on defense. But the whole vibe with the Bears is kind of like all of a sudden the sky has parted and there is room for winning in a year that is kind of confusing for a lot of us because you have a new head coach. It feels like a minor, I wouldn't say real rebuild, but, a revamping of all of a sudden, like I said, you're in a position where if you do win this game, you could start to think about, I stress, the postseason if you are 4-2 and you've got, the schedule ahead of you, which is going to be very challenging, but a much better chance than you thought.
Well, and, everything right now obviously focused on the offense with Caleb Williams and, our offense that struggled for many years, but our defense early in the season has struggled, and it was nice seeing, some of those injured, players return last week and really see what this defense could be. Because, let's face it, we didn't have our guys out there the first, 4 games due to injury. It was nice seeing, Edwards back out there and some of our DBs, and, it really showed because, Washington, they have a solid offense, and I thought the Bears did well, kind of containing Daniels. Obviously, they didn't have one of their top receivers in McLaurin, but you got Debo out there and, the running backs, which we've struggled to stop all year long, and our defense really stepped it up last week.
Yeah, they needed it for sure. Yeah, you get Kyler Gordon and T.J. Edwards, as you mentioned. You get both of those two guys back, and it seemed to make a difference. You got to the quarterback 3 times, and getting quarterback sacks has been a challenge for the Bears for the better part of the last 2 years. You forced a turnover early in the game against Jaden Daniels, Daquan Brisker, picking one off right in front of the end zone and then taking it, 33 yards to the middle of the field. And it was a huge improvement over when last we saw the Bears playing was before the bye, so it was a couple weeks ago against the Raiders. It was a win against the Raiders, but they also allowed 240 rushing yards against the Raiders.
Right.
And in this game, still not exactly where you wanted. You allowed the Commanders 124 yards rushing, but so much better what they had done. But I'm glad you brought up the defense because it continues to be a work in progress. Last week against the Commanders was certainly better than what we've seen, but it still needs to go up another level.
Is there any chatter around about maybe going out and getting a defensive end to get more pressure on the quarterback? Because we're just not getting to the quarterback and, giving him time out there to, pick our defense apart. Is there any, hints or anything that you might have heard where we can go out and get a defensive end?
Nothing concrete. I mean, there really hasn't been any substantial talk. We've brought it up, at Hallis Hall where the Bears train with people, and nobody, completely rules out the possibility. But the problem is the Bears have, not that you can't afford to bring in another guy, but the Bears have spent a lot of money, as teams do, on their defensive ends with Montez Sweat, obviously. And they brought in Dayo Odangbo, who had been with the Colts for the first 4 years of his career. And he was a guy that they, even though he never had big sack numbers, they projected, considering how athletic he is and, he's still young, that he would be better. And he's so far, again, just through 5 games, he has not made a real impact. So while I can't rule out the Bears doing something, I'm pretty doubtful that. And they also signed Grady Jarrett.
Yeah.
So they brought in. There's a lot of money that the Bears have brought in on that defensive line. So to me, it's too early for them to consider revamping or augmenting or changing. Obviously, after the year is over, then I could see something. But I don't see any big moves or big splashes by the Bears at the trade deadline.
Aw.
I mean, it's the NFL, though. You don't see many big moves. I mean, it's pretty rare.
What's the situation with Booker? I know he had a great preseason, and he's kind of been the injury bugs got him a little bit. Where's he at right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Austin Booker, who, as you mentioned, had a really good preseason this year, also had a good preseason last year, and was kind of a dud during the regular season, was not particularly good. This year, again, good preseason. He was taken off IR last week, obviously did not play against the Commanders. We just got a fresh injury report yesterday that said that he was limited, questionable. I think there's a pretty good chance that Booker plays. And I'm as curious about him as I am about anybody. Like, who is this guy? Like, is he a diamond in the rough considering where he was drafted? Is he just like one of these guys who shows up during the preseason and is really good when the lights are kind of off, and then when the real stuff starts, he's a letdown? So, it'd be really nice if this was a projected player that became good, but I feel like he's still got a long way to go. But I'm very interested in seeing him, and my gut is that he will play on Sunday. I don't know how much, but I think he'll get some snaps.
Well, let's talk about the QB, because I feel like he's matured and grown and is really starting to come into his own, to tell you the truth. I think he's done a good job.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb has been better this year than he was last year. We're seeing progress out of him. I guess the discernible things that he has done better are he is not taking as many sacks. That was a huge problem last year. Combination of Caleb himself making errors and the offensive line. This year you have almost completely, except at this point, except for one player, you have you have 4 different people playing offensive line for the Bears right now than you did last year. So that has to make a difference in regards to that. His decision-making has been better. He still needs to be more accurate. He still needs to put his wide receivers and targets in better position to run after the catch. So there are still things that he needs to work on if he wants to get to that elite level, or justifying taking Caleb Williams number 1 overall. But it has been nice to see just a little bit of progress in every game. Like, there hasn't been that big, huge jump from guy to, elite or anything like that. Like, that hasn't happened yet, but it feels like with Ben Johnson as the coach and the support staff that he has around him this year, he at least has a chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just feel like he's getting better, which is, it's all you can ask for, and it's a big deal. I think the speed of the game caught him in the very beginning of all the sacks. He just didn't realize how fast everyone was. And he gave him problems, but I feel like he's improved.
No doubt. I've seen this with 3 quarterbacks now that, since I've been covering the Bears, they've drafted 3 quarterbacks, and Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, and now Caleb Williams. And so I've had a front row seat, whether in practice, training camp, the games, sidelines, all of that, to see how different it is for these hot shot quarterbacks in college, and then they kind of meet their match at the NFL level. So yeah, it is interesting, and there's plenty to overcome for these quarterbacks when they get into the league, and hopefully Caleb has enough time to develop and get great.
Yeah, I just think it's the most difficult position to play in professional sports is a quarterback, and I know there's all kinds of different arguments about it, but you not only have to be an athlete and smart and everything else, you got to run the whole show for everyone else, and there's a lot going on there. And I know from coaching high school sports, when you give a kid too many things to do, it takes away from his athleticism, because he's trying to do all the other things. And then, so when I just think playing quarterback is tough. And some guys make it look easy, and some guys show you how difficult it is.
Yeah, no, it's funny you said that, because just this last week, Ben Johnson, the Bears head coach, revealed to us that it was probably the least complicated menu of plays, especially when it pertained to the running concepts that they had used in the game. And again, only 5 games, so it's not like there's been a big menu of games. But he did indicate to us, Ben Johnson, that they simplified things. And I know like coaches and players hate hearing that because it makes it sound like they can't handle the full menu. And Ben Johnson was a little bit defensive when we followed up on that with him this week. But I think that that's what has to be done, because just like what you're saying, I mean, I know it's like high school sports, but it's the same with the pros, man. You put too much too soon on these players' plates, like they did last year with Caleb Williams, and you're not going to have good results.
Yeah, you're going to play with much more confidence if you're sure of what you're doing, and if you're unsure, you're kind of all over the place, and then all of a sudden there's some fast guys running at you, and you have problems. But I feel like he's improved, and I say that as an Arizona Cardinal fan humbly, because
oh yeah, that's right. You got that Arizona Cardinal problem.
We're real bad.
Yeah.
How bad?
We're real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that people, I thought Arizona would be better this year, but I'm sorry.
They need to talk to me. We are not getting any better until that quarterback is gone. He set Cardinal football back 10 years, and the Bidwells won't leave. So I don't know. That debacle that happened with Tennessee was the saddest, funniest, most aggravating thing I've ever seen. When we flipped the ball around and then let Lockett recover it in the end zone, and then goofball ran all the way down. But I tried to teach that in youth football, that you carry the ball into the end zone. That's how it's a touchdown. You carry it in there.
You never want your football. Here's what I've learned in all my years of broadcasting. You never want your football team to be described a game as sad and funny. It's not a good game.
We're very bad.
Sounds like we've got a caller, Mark. We're going to take a call here. Good morning.
Oh boy, this is trouble.
Hello. Who are we talking to?
Well, this is Joel.
Hi, Joel.
Joel.
Wait a minute. Is this Joel Vincent?
Yeah.
Mark's old
buddy?
Play-by-play guy from Lincoln Railer basketball broadcasts.
Oh my God, Joel, man, you and I.
So first of all, I'm going to say hey, Mark, and hi to Dave the Cat, and also congrats to Mark for getting his full-time spot on the score with his name on the show and everything as well.
Yeah,
awesome.
We haven't even got to that yet.
Thanks, Joel.
And my question football-wise, and then I'll get off here, for Mark is, not a complaint, but I'm just curious about what's going on with the tight ends, because are they just more of blockers at this point? Because Komet's had a couple decent games, but he's had a couple of games where he has been just awful. And I know Loveland's been hurt, so that's hard. But it seems to me right now the running backs and the wide receivers are the feature, and we know that Ben likes to throw to the tight ends a lot. So do you think that's maybe next year thing, or that could still evolve this year? And,
man.
I'll get off here, and thanks, Mark.
Yeah, God, wow, great to hear from Joel, man. I love Joel and I did, as Jim Ash knows, we did Lincoln Railer basketball and Lincoln Railer football when Neil Alexander was the head coach there. In fact, he still might be.
Still there, bud. Yeah.
Still there. Yeah. Well, and when his son was playing, so that's probably a better way to put it. Yeah. But we had a blast. But anyway, Joel, great to hear from you. You're the best. I think about you all the time, and I'm being serious. The tight end situation has been frustrating because you draft this guy in Colson Loveland who did. I was lamenting this in real time when it happened. Colson Loveland drafted, comes in pre-injured, misses the off-season program, which is like the OTAs and the mini camps and all that stuff. Then he is there for training camp, but they had to ease him in. So long-winded way of saying that a lot of his preseason stuff sort of got ripped off, and I've seen enough players have slow starts because of that. To get more specific, because Joel asked about Cole Komet as well, yeah, unfortunately, there are more blocking assignments for both of those guys right now than receiving assignments, and there is Caleb is not seeing the tight ends all the time right now. There is a critique of Caleb. Like, you go back and watch the film, and especially with Colston Loveland, and not necessarily in the last game, although Colston did have his own penalty, which negated his own 10-yard play at one point in time. There are times where you look on the field and you see Caleb, you see a Colston Loveland open downfield, and he checks down instead. So maybe not as egregious as some of the misses Caleb had last year, but so far Caleb has to some degree struggled in identifying his tight ends. I know, obviously, Ben Johnson, coming from Detroit and working with the tight ends there, he wants to get these tight ends worked in, but it's not there yet. I think it will come, but it ain't there yet. Good to hear from you, Joel.
Good question, Joel. He's out there.
Yeah. Joel touched a little bit about, you've got your own you spot on 670 The Score now. You got your own show. What times are you on air?
Yeah, so this is a recent development. I am now part of our midday show on The Score. It is three of us, actually. It is Rahimi, Harris, and Grody is the name of the show. Layla Rahimi, Marshall Harris, and myself, and we are on every day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I still, during the Bears season, I still got to Hallis Hall a couple days, and so I do a hit from out there on the show. So I'm kind of like hybrid for right now during the Bears season because, quite frankly, the station can't afford to lose somebody like me covering the Chicago Bears. So we worked out a little deal, and so I'm still doing a Bears a couple days a week. But yeah, things have changed. I'm off the sidelines, not doing that anymore. Just yapping and talking and filling airspace for 4 hours a day.
No, so you're not on the sidelines anymore.
No, that's all. Yeah, no more sidelines. I did that. God, what did I do that for 5 years? I think. But the Bears actually moved from our company to another radio station a couple of years ago, as happens in our business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Like, I had a great experience doing the sidelines. It was time to do something different, and I like being able to use my personality as much as possible. So the situation is actually better for me right now than it was. What I did on the sidelines was unbelievable. It was great. What an experience, but that was not something I wanted to do for my whole life.
Well, and I wanted to thank you for the picture because Lloyd finally got us that picture of you and Aaron Andrews on the sidelines. I don't know if he got it to your phone or not today. He just sent it, and I don't know it. I don't want to pick on you. It looks a little photoshopped, it's an excellent picture, and we wanted to thank you again for getting that to us for our office walls.
Erin's the good. She's a little bit mad that I left her alone on the sidelines, but I think that she will be just fine. In all reality, she is.
But is she upset?
She's a good, really good friend. Because obviously I met a lot of people doing the sidelines, and we would kind of work together, the sideline reporters. Like, if I got a little information, I'll give it to you. And Erin was one of the best at, hey, Grody, I got a little tidbit for you. And, so obviously her tidbits were probably more profound than mine since she had the national attention and all that kind of stuff. I was always like, oh, thanks, Erin. So she's the good.
Why he's giving her a cake?
What was that?
The cake was a nice touch in the photo.
Yeah, is that why you're giving her a cake in the photo?
Because
yes, I owe her cake. Yeah, I mean, that's all she demanded.
What's her favorite cake?
She got all the money, so I'm like, what can I do? Bake you a nice little cake, like put on my Betty Crocker apron and give you some cake. I'm for that.
Make me a cake. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Mark, we appreciate you calling in. It's been a while. I know you've been busy, but we always appreciate talking to you. Start listening to The Score now from 10 to 2. So
yeah, damn right. How's Jim Ash treating you guys? Is Jim Ash?
Well, Jim's Jim.
He needs hit in the head with a wrench is what he needs.
We're always wanting to take our show bigger and better and travel, but he's he keeps that wallet locked
Keeps us
up.
in that trailer.
Yeah, we're in the trailer today, so we are in studio. I don't know if has he been out here back in the day?
I was never. I mean, I've been to Atlanta, but I've never been in the studio.
You haven't been to the trailer, to the studio?
Well, we're going to need a donor because we're going to have to upgrade one of these days. Get us one of those nice fancy studios that you guys are in. But right now, we're kind of limited. But
what's the describe the studios? Like, is that you guys like in a high-rise building or?
We're on the
very much
floor.
Very much like a high rise.
And we overlook a lot of farmland. It's real nice.
There's about 4 steps, is it, Jim, or 3 steps? 3 or 4 steps.
It's hard to describe this place. It's
it isn't balanced.
We'll say it's unique.
Yeah, it's vertical. I mean, it's upright.
For right now.
It's upright. Well, that's the key, man. You guys have an upright. So when I was there, did you guys ever go on the old Lincoln radio station that Jim and I worked in?
Yeah, the PRC.
Yeah. So is it like that? Because that was eye-opening to me. I mean,
obviously promoted you to a future career. Yes.
Yeah. You moved on. But yeah, no.
We're running in place.
I honestly, I love my time in Lincoln. I had a blast there. Like I always said, I would have had a very nice life living in Central Illinois, but I'm from here, and the big market came calling for me. So, but I had a blast with Jim. Loved working in Lincoln. I love the people of Lincoln. I had so much fun doing Lincoln Rail Splitters basketball and football. We had baseball.
Well, I tell you what, you want to come back and do a celebrity basketball game with me, you're more than welcome.
Wow. I mean, I did.
We'll put you on the air.
Thing. Now I'm going to put on my big-time shoes because I don't know if I can handle that because I played in a celebrity basketball game at the United Center, okay? I can't just, now put on the shoes in Lincoln.
Yeah,
so I
that's a
don't
big
know.
deal.
Yeah.
You're in it in the first place, okay?
All right, Mitch.
Well, I'm always entertaining.
Now.
Always
Honestly,
entertaining, Mark.
When I hear the Jerky Boys now, I get nervous, because of that one time when I came on and dropped 8 F-bombs on you guys. So I'm just ugh.
Really? That hasn't been played once since then.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's an intro.
That's one of our best intros.
Yeah. Well, Mark, we appreciate you taking some time out of your Saturday morning to talk to us. It's always enjoyable and knowledgeable. It's fun to talk with someone that knows something about sports, unlike us buffoons. But we kind of like having that connection where we get the behind the scenes stuff and
just the
fun.
Facts, Jack.
Yeah.
I am always happy to come on with you guys. It was great to talk to you. I hope you have the great rest of your weekend, and say hi to Bob Verderber for me too if you get to.
You got her.
We'll do. All right, Mark. Thanks for calling, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Later, guys.
Yep.
See you, Mark.
Mark Grody. He's no longer the sideline reporter for the Bears, which is disappointing.
I'm sure he's
happy with
it.
Yeah, he seems happy living that.
Does he?
Well, that's going to do it for us today, boys. Went a little over, but that's fine. When you have guests that have
sure nice on that paycheck.
Yeah. Let's see if we can milk it out another hour.
Great show.
Great show.
Yeah, great show. Really great show.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it
get
for
those
us
warm buns
here
out of the oven.
from the studio. We'll talk to you next week on the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
Good day.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. This program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.